So apparently the first thing you need to know is this is not paint. Yep, this color to go from Sherwin-Williams. Samples, not paint. Let me tell you about it. So essentially, I started out by trying to make a video about how to paint an exterior door. Like some of the other videos on my YouTube channel, I tried something without ever having done it before. And that's great, except I made one big mistake, which was painting the entire door with this, because there's a lot of paint in here. So what we're gonna do today is walk through that footage of me trying to paint my back door and tell you where I went wrong. Okay,
Hello.
So I started off really strong.
Today I'm gonna paint this door. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to clean the door because it's really gross.
Okay, in theory, yes, you definitely wanna clean your door before you paint it. Now, did I need Murphy's oil soap? No. Because the door is a metal door. Starting off strong, Casey. Starting off strong. We love a good time lapse. And as you can see, the paint just peeled right off.
Well, the fact that that paint peeled off so easily proves to me I really do need to sand that door and really need to prime it. So we're gonna use this fancy sander that my husband is allowing me to borrow and really rough up this door.
So yes, after you clean your door, you can sand it. Or you can just go ahead and sand it and then clean it once, which is what I learned on the other two doors in my house. Yeah, you really just want to scrape up the door enough so that the primer will adhere to it, or the paint, if you're just gonna go ahead and paint it, will adhere to it. So this was good logic.
Okay, so the door feels properly roughed up. If I touch it, it's kind of like gross. First, I need to tape off the stuff I'm not painting. So
brilliant. Fantastic editing. Well done, me. I thought that was so clever. And that blue tape around that window did not help. Anyway, but you do want to tape off your doorknobs and your locks and your hinges, and if there are any windows, obviously tape those off.
primer, stain blocking, interior, exterior.
This, funny fact, was the only door that I primed. The other two doors on the exterior of my house are white already, so I didn't really feel like I needed to prime them. But this one I did go ahead and prime, and I do think it helped.
All right, y'all know I hate to pay for stuff, so I got this sample of the color that I wanted.
Here it comes.
It's a fun, dark color. I'm very excited about it. It looked good. You saw it in the sample. Thing is, it's satin finish, and that's what was scraping off before, so I'm a little nervous about using it.
Yeah, it wasn't the finish. That was the
primer on the
problem.
door. We're gonna roll this on. I'm gonna get as much use out of it as I can. This might just be first coat, and then I go get like a gallon of the like semi-gloss and make it look primo.
She was so sweet and naive. No idea what was coming. No idea how many coats of this paint she was gonna have to do.
Well, that was pretty bad. It dries in a much different color. We're gonna revisit this in a second.
I wonder if I should have been alarmed by the thinness, just the bare thinness of this paint on this door. Neither of the other two doors, although wood, had this thin, almost watery, colory vibe about them. It was just, it's so sad. I should have known. Hindsight, man, hindsight. And in hindsight, it did dry a lot darker. It did dry a lot close to the actual color that I wanted, which might have led me to believe I was doing something correctly. Yeah, that just looks so bad. And that was 2 coats? Woof, I've forgotten so much about this because I just blocked it out of my memory. And then we move on to yet another coat with this roller, and I'm just throwing it on at this point. No care in the world for proper technique. We're just freaking going for it. That is so sad. So that was like a week of me going to the door like every day and just painting it. And I should have much sooner gone to the good people at Sherwin-Williams and been like, what's happening? So here we go.
Okay, so I went to Sherwin-Williams to ask them about the paint, the sample paint for the back door, right? Because I was just using the color to go can. on the back door because I was like, this is plenty of paint. As you know, we've had to do like 4 coats. It looks good, but I can still stick my fingernail through it. It's a little bit better, but not perfect. It's a back door. Like, I'm gonna be running into it a lot, hitting it with tools and trays and stuff. So the lovely woman at Sherwin-Williams said,
and it's not like, I was really worried about the durability because it was an exterior door. I have these really great overhangs on all the way around our house. And so they don't get a lot of weather, but they get weather. And like I said, you're going to be running into it, you hit it. The fact that I could dig my fingernail through it, I was like, did I not wait long enough for different coats to dry? What is wrong with this paint? And I'm so glad that I wasn't completely insane. And it's not like I hadn't painted anything recently. I painted every wall in my almost 2,000 square foot house within the last 3 months, every wall. So I generally know what paint should do. There were so many red flags.
yeah, no, that's just a sample. That's not our real paint. That's essentially craft paint that you've painted your entire back door with. So, moral of the story, I bought a gallon of the exterior acrylic paint that will go on in 1 coat for the rest of the doors, for all of the shutters, and I'm just gonna put a top coat on the back door, and we're gonna call it a day.
Yeah, I definitely didn't do 1 coat on the rest of the doors. That never was going to happen anyway. That did take many coats as well because it was a dark color. Let's see. Does it say anything on here about color-to-go color samples are for sampling only? They must be top coated. I get it. This is cheaper to make than to put like your real bases in there, your real base paints right before they put the tint in. But for some reason, that just did not occur to me. And I don't know why. And I don't want you to make the same mistake. Hence this video. Now, what was fun was that the lady at Sherwin-Williams said that she has like an artist that comes in and buys these up because it's $10 for this like pretty decent sized little jug. And that's just really awesome. Like, I think that's a really great resource. So if you're an artist and need like a bunch of paint, this whole thing is $10 at Sherwin-Williams. So I know now you're asking, Casey, how did you fix it? How did you go from having a door painted with craft paint to a door that doesn't have anything scrape off? Here it comes.
So after a week of putting it off because I was so frustrated with what I'd done, here we are. It still looks okay. Now, the white, I went to go clean, sprayed with Windex.
Oh, I completely forgot about this. Yeah, because it's craft paint, it's washable. So if you get it wet or you spray Windex on the window around the door and the Windex drips down, it's gonna re-wet the paint.
The Windex dripped down and changed the color of the paint. So I'm waiting to see if it dries okay. Because if I have to do another coat of this essentially craft paint, I don't really have a choice. That's what I have to do. So I've cleaned the window. I'm trying to clean all the little gross bits all the way around so that, that's the wrong way.
So yeah, the white getting repainted was kind of a mess, and I'm still not happy with the way that it turned out. The tape just didn't get into the groove that I needed to get into, but
From Williams, and I told them what I had done, and after they laughed at me, no, they didn't laugh, they were very nice. They were like, you can go to Home Depot and you can get, or Lowe's or whatever, a clear coat to put on top of it, so that theoretically it'll be sealed and fine. So I went to the Lowe's, got this, and we're gonna see if it works. Luckily it comes in a little tiny can because I definitely won't even need this much probably. So we're gonna pop that on top. We'll see if it works.
And theoretically it did. It did work. I am not an expert at applying top coat, so the door on the instructions on the top coat, they're like, put it on really lightly and then sand it down and put it on again if you need to. But I didn't want to sand that back door just in case some of that paint came off. So I just kind of slathered it on there. And there are a couple of patches that are a little thicker or shiny than I would necessarily want them to be. So I'm going to have my dad fix it, which is kind of a cop-out. But the white needs some work and the clear coat needs some work. So we're going to have him work on it. But the paint is not, I couldn't peel the paint off if I wanted to now. Like, I mean, I guess if I really wanted to, I could. But I can't stick my fingernail through it and scrape it off like I could before I had put the top coat on. So there you have it. There's my experience painting my back door. Laugh at my expense, please and thank you. Enjoy. I am nothing but a clown for your enjoyment. But do not paint an entire door or an entire wall with this. If you haven't gotten that yet, there's your sign. It's gonna be a fun art project. I think I'm gonna paint something else with this. Maybe I'll make a mural. Ooh, little free library. That's gonna be great, because this is the color of our shutters and our doors now. See? Waste not, want not. Anyway, thanks for watching my mistakes.